Scott, mega ride. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Front group, that was the main thing today. Just, I thought it was a stage that probably suits me. It's obviously grippy, quite classics style, but not quite as hard as tomorrow. I think that's, in reality, probably a bit out of my limits, but I'll give it my best shot anyway tomorrow. But yeah, today was certainly one that I looked at and thought it could be a good opportunity.
Tell us how it unfolded, because it looked like it was crosswinds that caused the split initially.
Yeah, I think that was always how it was going to go, and sort of, we talked about in the meeting, we knew that was going to be the way that the road, we knew Ineos would want to hit the last two climbs in a small group, or at least with a peloton fully strung out, so that they'd get as many guys over as possible. So I sort of expected them to take it up around the feed zone, and that's sort of what happened. So once they started going in the crosswinds, I put myself in a good position right up with them, so I was able to start turning with them and make that front selection.
How did you feel in that group of? Basically, that was the selection, wasn't it? I mean, it's a great selection of riders.
Yeah, I think
that.
I've been in those situations before, so I've got the experience and know sort of how to ride it. Initially, you've just got to keep banging through until it sort of settles itself down, and you get that group of 25 to 30, and then once you're in that situation, then you can sort of miss a few turns and see who's there. Obviously, there was a few teams, CCC, Ineos, and the Rewall team that had a lot of numbers there, so the onus was on them to keep it away really, and they obviously rode to keep that gap, and that allowed me just to recover a bit coming into the finish and give it a good go in the sprint.
And it's been a couple of years because you had the injury, came back last year. How did you feel at that level when it was really on?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Yeah, I think it's a lot of technique and experience, which does help a lot. I know how to go in the echelons, sort of when it's getting to a point where you have to go and put a turn in, and when you can sort of float and just stay in the wheels and miss a few turns. So yeah, I relied on a lot of that experience that I've got over the years, which definitely helps in those situations. But yeah, I'm happy with how I rode and got a decent result out of it. I think I'm not, like I said, I haven't sprinted a lot over the last few years, so I'm just finding my feet again in the sprints, and
you
so it's
far
nice.
away, a length or two,
Yeah, I think like I said, I haven't sprinted for the win for years, so it's been quite nice this week to get that opportunity to be in amongst it and get the confidence back in the sprints.
And finally, it was an epic day weather-wise. Just tell us about. I mean, you mentioned you were cold after finish. How did you actually feel on the roads itself?
It was all right. We got a bit wet on the start line, which was wasn't ideal. As soon as we started, that was probably the worst weather that we got. But then after that, you're sort of racing, and there was plenty of climbs and plenty of fighting for position. So at that point, you don't really notice the weather too much, and obviously a tailwind on the way in, you generally stay a bit warmer as well. So yeah, it was okay, and it was just the last part. I stripped all the outer layers off to get down to the skin suit, give me the best possible chance in the sprint. So after the finish, it was a bit chilly on the coast, especially with the wind coming.
And the roads were a bit slippery. We saw a couple of riders slide off.
I didn't notice any crashes. I think once the selection was made, everyone was quite experienced and sensible in that group. We put the pressure on when we needed to, and then took it easy around the corners because we had a big enough gap that we could just manage that. So yeah, it was all okay for where I was.